Hey guys, so it's been a little bit since I posted about the motorcycle. I've had a few inquiries about, an update on what was going on with it. So far, I did the seat mounting, I did the solo fender mount, and how do you dent in the gas tank. And then that was basically where I left it with the bike. So I wanted to give you guys an update. It's not done yet, but some people are asking what's going on, so I can give you an update on what I've done so far, what it looks like so far. It's actually running and driving and does everything it's supposed to do. But cosmetically, it's not there yet, but I can kind of show you what my plans are moving forward. So that's it so far. And I'm pretty happy with the way it looks compared to what it started out as. So I can kind of show you. And I'm sure you're already picking things out like why do you still have the rear pegs on? Well, that's one of the things that I need to cut off. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. I just wanted to get it running and driving so I could actually use it. I think in one of my other videos I may have referenced it when I first cut off the rear frame, which is right here. And then the pandemic hit, and then I was like, oh, I should reside the house. So that's what I did. So I basically haven't ridden this bike for a whole year. And so you can imagine my haste on wanting to get it up and running just so I can start riding it again. But yeah, so right off the bat, like I said, I still need to cut off the rear pegs because with the rear solo fender, don't need those anymore. So I'm gonna cut those off. I'm probably gonna cut off the grommets for the side panels. I do plan on making some side panels. My idea with this, and because I'm a woodworker, I was gonna make some wooden side panels. I thought that might be kind of neat and different. And so we'll see how that looks. Definitely gonna throw in a seat pan underneath to cover up all the electronics here. Probably have something, make some sort of custom pan out of sheet metal that wraps around underneath. I'll do a better job at zip tying these wires up here. But yeah, and then I'm still kind of like, undecided about this seat. It's okay. I missed the stock cushion, which was like much thicker. So I'm still kind of like, researching some ideas about a different seat that maybe a little bit more comfortable. The good thing is I did keep the rear suspension, so at least I still have that going for me. Yeah, so this is where I'm at for now. You can still see, so my light on the back here. Oh, by the way, I should have done a chain cleaning video. This chain was so ridiculous. It was so caked on. I think I might cut the video first. Maybe not. There's a helicopter flying by. Anyway, this chain was so caked on with like dirt and grease and grime and sand and stuff, and I didn't even break it. I was afraid to break the chain because there's no master link on it, and I didn't want to have to like cut it apart or use a chain tool. I feel like every time I put a pin back in the chain, it never like goes back right, So I took the rear tire off. And I literally put a bucket down below and I used like chain cleaner and stuff, and I just sat here for like an hour really going nuts with brushes and chain, clean, whatever stuff I bought. I can't remember what I bought, but I thought it came out pretty good. It cleaned up pretty nice. So if your chain is really gunky, give it a shot because, look at it. I had a friend comment, he goes, oh, you put a new chain on? I said, nope. Look a little closer. It doesn't look brand new, but it looks pretty good, especially compared to what it was. So don't be afraid to attack a really gross chain. Obviously, my wires are still a little temporary here for my brake light. They're a little long, so I think I can stuff these up inside a little bit. I do plan on getting one of those solo side bags. So I would like to cover this up a little bit, but I am going to put a bag on this side here, and hopefully that'll also cover up the wires. But for now, it works. It is a little long and floppy, I know, and annoying and gross looking, but like I said, I just want to be able to ride it from time to time, and then I'll clean that up a little bit. But and then other than that, I got some cleanup to do on the front here. So like I said, I'm gonna try and make some side panels for this. Now, I haven't really figured out what I'm gonna do up top here. Of course, this wire for my directionals and stuff was supposed to be inside the fork, and then I put the fork back on and forgot to stuff this wire in there, so this is kind of hanging out. But I haven't really figured out what I want to do for covers up here. If I just want to go back to the original stock plastic cover, or do I want to try and fabricate something that covers up all this mess in here? But You know, I'll figure that out at some point. But I did bash in the fuel tank, and if you are curious on how I did that, there's a video. If you go to my channel, there's a video that has that on how I did it. I thought what was really cool, I took the stock mirror that screws into the top here, and I mounted it underneath. There's actually a hole. This is a 93 Honda Shadow. There's a threaded hole on the bottom here, except the stud that comes off of your mirror is way too big. So that hole up top is much bigger than the hole down here. So I use my metal lathe at work, and I turn this barrel down with a shaft that goes up inside here, and I use the same threads that go up inside. And then I hollowed out the inside of this barrel and tapped in new threads so that this stud could thread inside. So it's a little adapter, and it allows my stock mirror to hang down below the handlebars. And then what I didn't realize until I actually put the mirror on is that this setup wouldn't work unless my tank was concaved. Now, I didn't do that. Obviously, I did this first, and then this was kind of an afterthought, but I was like, oh wow, well, if I didn't concave my tank, then this setup wouldn't work, and I would have had to figure something else out. But it was kind of a natural coincidence that it fits in there kind of nicely. So anyway, but that's my bike. Like I said, 93 Honda Shadow. I like the color. I thought it came out pretty good. It's a little dusty sitting in my shop. I did put on the little custom directionals. One of the things I did when I bought the bike, like, you know, 5 years ago, was put in a LED headlight, and kind of pricey. It was like 120 bucks, but best thing I ever did. It really does a much better job than the stock bulb. And then the other thing that I can't complain that it's always done is that because it's a Honda, it starts right up every time. And so it's the stock pipes, and the guy before me, all he did was take the baffles out. And I think it sounds pretty good for stock pipes with the baffles removed. Check it out. So I think that sounds pretty good for just removing the baffles. So I don't think I'm gonna touch the pipes at all. I think I'm gonna leave them the way they are, and that's it. So I'll make some more videos when I do some finalizing of the cosmetic stuff that I have going on here. But yeah, thought it was pretty cool. Leave any comments, any suggestions, criticism, or questions or whatever. I'd be happy to answer them. I don't really know much about, you know, making motorcycles or changing them and stuff. Like I said, I'm a woodworker, but you know, it wasn't too hard to do some of the modifications, and I'd be happy to make some videos on how I did some of this stuff if you have any questions. But yeah, cool, right on.